This series has a somewhat odd culprit giveaway, the summary page at the start of each book. If there's a suspect who does not appear on the summary page, they're usually the main culprit. Thank you, sneaky summary person, for spoiling all the book endings.
Argofont Book Review, Argofont Book Review.
We start with George and Nancy working on a voter drive. Nancy literally walks in on a mystery when she hears two men arguing in the hallway. These men are the culprits, and they're trying to recover an important paper. With me so far? Good. After this, Nancy goes back to the office and tells George they need to save Kathy Novello from being murdered. And you lost me, book. Number 1, who is Kathy? She's never been mentioned until just now. Number 2, the culprits didn't say anything about murdering anyone. Continuity! There's a race to reach Kathy's apartment, which is oddly reminiscent of The Terminator, complete with the wacky phone machine messages that are out of place in a serious murder scene. By the time Nancy arrives, Kathy is dead, the victim of an author who wanted to get to the dangerous stuff as soon as possible. Back with the main mystery, Bess finds the culprit's important paper. It got mixed in with some flyers at the copy machine. Well, that's convenient. The paper is about a contractor named Michael Mulroney. Only he's not Michael Mulroney. He's an illegal Irish immigrant who is posing as Michael Mulroney in order to avoid being arrested. The culprits are trying to kill him and... Wait. Hold on a second. Who gave Michael the fake identity? A woman named Dee Shannon? Dun, dun, dun! Deirdre Shannon is there. Deirdre Shannon is always there. Let me do the math here. Deirdre Shannon debuts as Nancy Drew's rival in 2004, and here is Mrs. Dee Shannon in 1989. The timeline fits? This woman must be Deirdre Shannon's mother! She's a short, hot-tempered lady who stays at home and watches soap operas all day. Sounds like Deirdre's mother, right? Nancy was on a soap opera once, so she becomes Dee's instant friend. With Dee's help, Nancy confirms the real Michael was a professional hitman, and someone keeps trying to kill fake Michael. Back with politics, Nancy meets Franklin Turner, a suspicious man who could be one of the culprits, but we don't know. The author doesn't let him talk within earshot of Nancy, because his voice would give him away. So instead of really investigating this guy, Nancy just watches him from a distance for 2 chapters. Our heroes attend a fundraiser where they get invited to a private dinner with a city councilman. Michael gets invited too, and nobody thinks it's weird for a dude in an undershirt to be given a free limo ride. For that matter, nobody thinks that it's odd for the councilman to ditch his own fundraiser to have a party with teenagers. The dinner ends up being a murder trap. Once the limo has taken them out of town, the driver stops and presses the dashboard button, which breaks the exhaust system. In real life, cars don't come with self-destruct buttons. That would be dumb. Anyway, now there's a bunch of car exhaust inside the car. Nancy and her friends struggle to get out. Curse you, child safety locks! They keep fighting on the doors, and eventually they escape when they all kick the limo's partition at the same time. Maybe the carbon monoxide is still affecting Nancy's brain because she doesn't think to investigate the man who led them into the death trap. Instead, she decides to break into Turner's house. He almost catches her in his office. Nancy doesn't leave the office, though. She stays and takes 15 minutes to call every single number on Turner's speed dial. The whole time, George is shouting at Nancy like, "What are you doing? We need to leave now!" And Nancy's like, "Hold on, just one more number! I gotta see who puts a dry cleaning place on speed dial!" Nancy gets a suspicious phone number, along with some files that prove Turner is a professional blackmailer. She convinces one of his victims to cooperate, and Turner is swiftly arrested by Chief McGinnis. Took him long enough to make his first appearance in the series, didn't it? The suspicious phone number leads to a law firm where Nancy is captured by the other culprit. See, this main culprit is the real Michael Mulroney, who is not as dead as he led people to believe. We get a lot of explanations here, including one about Kathy Novello. Her death was a complete accident. She was so scared of the culprits that she ran away and fell down the fire escape. Again, I think we can safely say that she's the innocent victim of an author who wanted to get to the dangerous stuff as soon as possible. The culprit tries to kill Nancy with a 15-minute death trap, which didn't work earlier and doesn't work now, especially now that she's got an even longer period of time in which to escape. She exposes the culprits at a political fundraiser. Michael tries to take off in a helicopter, but all the workers grab onto the helicopter skids and they pull down the evil millionaire, which I think is a political metaphor or something like that. The end. Postbook follow-up. Let's talk more about the summary page. The contact section says Nancy is stopping a robber baron, while the complications section talks about a mysterious kingpin who's trying to take over city funds. You'll notice that none of that was in the book. The back cover also talks about the storyline with the kingpin stealing millions in public funds, so what gives? This is a random guess on my part, but maybe this is one of those books that was given to a second author for a rewrite. Author number 2 replaced the political subplot with the Kathy Novello murder and completely redid the final 40 pages. Maybe that's what happened. It would explain why the Kathy Novello murder was so weird and out of place and why these summaries were wrong. The summaries were for the original version of the book. They weren't changed when the book was rewritten. Maybe? I'm not sure. The weird part about this is that the preview summary from book 32 is accurate, so yeah, I have no idea what happened. Back to the summary page. Michael Mulroney and the councilman were supposed to be suspects. Michael's definitely the victim in this book, not a suspect. Tim the councilman is mentioned several times, mostly by George, who has a minor crush on him, but he only appears the one time, so really we're only left with one suspect. And he's not the main culprit either. I wonder who the culprit was in the original version. Overall, I didn't like this book. It lost me in the first chapter with the Kathy Novello stuff, and it never really got me back after that. I liked George, and the death traps were exciting, but that's about it. Editing a 3-suspect mystery down to a 1-suspect mystery takes most of the mystery out of things. I give Nancy Drew Files number 33, Danger in Disguise, a 3 out of 10.